and welcome to Global One Media Stocks to Watch. This is your chance to hear directly from senior leaders of public companies so you can make informed investment decisions. I'm your host, Michelle Martin. Today we dive into the exciting world of Web3 game production. I look at iCandy Interactive. They trade on the Australian Securities Exchange under the ticker ICI. iCandy Interactive has an extensive portfolio of existing titles and big plans to drive the future of gaming on Web3 and the metaverse. Joining me now is Lau Kin Wai. He's chairman and co-founder and executive director of iCandy Interactive. Kin Wai, great to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Michelle.
Now, you've been listed on the ASX, the company, since 2016, and your headquarters span Australia, Malaysia, Singapore, and Indonesia. Help us understand how iCandy Interactive got started and what drives the company in terms of its present mission.
Absolutely. We started back in 2014, really as a very small studio that made mobile games. And it was good timing. It was the beginning of the whole mobile gaming revolution with introduction of games on app stores, Android and Apple iOS as well. The whole mobile gaming scene just took off. Eventually, we sought a listing, an IPO on the ASX to raise capital and expanded the company from there. The mission has always to be also not just making fun products, but commercially viable fun products in video games. That's always the mission. But also there is a added vision where we thought many of the game studios in our part of the world, Asia, Australasia, they are all in small scale. If we could work on a strategy that we bring them onto a umbrella of resources and infrastructure, we could help promote and run those businesses better. And that has been also the mission. So we've gone on an extensive M&A path to acquire, to invest into studios, video game studios across Southeast Asia, Asia, and Australia, so that we could work with like-minded game makers and to make great products that are fun to play and commercially viable.
Wow, what a way you've come from that start in that small room to a real behemoth across Asia. You're such a prominent game developer. I mean, iCandy has developed such gems for PC, mobile, consoles. I have to ask, what are some of the most popular games that you've developed so far? I understand you have a community that stretches over 370 million gamers. What do they like?
Yeah. Well, so it's a very long list. Because like some part of our businesses existed even way back, right? 15 years ago. So we have a library of 400 mobile games that goes with our own IP to licensed IP that we work with. We have worked on games with Garfield, Hello Kitty, just to name a few. Then on the AAA titles, we have worked on more than 130 AAA titles throughout the last 10, 12 years. Many of them are my personal favorite, but just to name a few, we were involved in StarCraft Remaster, Final Fantasy franchise, the Spider-Man franchise, Baldur's Gate, Hi-Fi Rush more recently. It's really a long list of a very big list of hits that's very popular over the last decade or so. So we are extremely happy and proud to be part of that gaming success and legacy. It's just many games that we've been involved in.
A very long list indeed, and I think very recognizable to many of our viewers. In your opinion, what has been the secret sauce to the success of your many, many games?
I would attribute that to two things, passion and discipline. So on one hand, we work with very passionate people in the studios the producers, the designers, the artists that we work with, they're all very passionate about gaming and the pride we take in producing high quality games. Really the pinnacle of what my personal philosophy would be in terms of making good games. On the other hand, as a corporate, there is this discipline we need to instill in terms of processes, in terms of business plans, in terms of objectives of the company that we need to constantly keep in focus. So those are two things that always guide us. They are not in conflict with each other, but for me, I think it's important to think about those two as our guiding stars all the time.
Yeah, and it ties back to what you mentioned at the start of things, that you're in the business of fun, but commercializing, making commercially successful fun experiences as well. I want to shift gears and talk about a topic that the markets are very excited about. So Web3 is a platform that garners significant attention. What are some of the key attributes of Web3 that you are focused on as a game developer?
Absolutely. So Web3 is a really big topic, and also an area that a lot of gaming companies and the industry as a whole exploring and looking to prominently get into, because we realize that Web2, as the name suggests, has shortcomings that Web3 addresses, including features that Web3 will bring benefit to would be it's a more decentralized platform generally over decentralized technology, whether it's blockchain or anything else we can look at in the future. There's also a share ownership with community gamers that could own digital assets via technology like NFTs, and likewise part of that whole ecosystem. And then eventually also for game developers like ourselves, it's also a more direct access to the end gamers that we serve and work closely with. So all in all, I think that couple of things bring together a ecosystem that would be far more superior and more transparent compared to the internet or the Web2 economy as we know it today.
Fascinating to hear about the changes in play, pardon the pun. So decentralized gaming, putting power in the hands of players, a lot of expectation about what play to earn could mean, or frictionless gaming could mean as well. In light of the long game, so to speak, what are some of the key challenges of developing games for today's market, and how are you addressing any potential obstacles?
Yeah, I think the interesting part of today's market is we have powerful computing devices that are very suitable for high-end gaming coming onto the market all the time, whether it's your mobile phones, whether it's console, PC, gaming devices that are specially designed for gaming. These are very powerful computing devices in the hand of everyday consumer, which means now we have ability to deliver very high quality and demanding experience come in the form of video games to the gamers. The challenges would be to make this more democratized access, how to make gaming available not just to high-end devices, but also to mobile phones that are now the pervasive gaming device on the planet. That's one. Number two would be discovery as well. So how do you market yourself? Everything is digital today. You don't, in today's environment, you no longer need to walk into a shop and buy a disc or buy a copy of the game. It's all digitally distributed. But the challenge lies on how do you make sure that your product, your game titles are discovered by the gamers community out there over the internet and over any other social media, for example. So those are some of the challenges that the game industry would face. There are no good perfect solutions to it, because you could work on marketing strategy that targeted specific communities, the gamers that you want to target. You could work with brands to do partnership that will reach out to the community you want, and so on and so forth. It's just that it's um, a lot of products and media that are competing for attention as well.
Yeah, so it's still about holding the attention of the community and aiding discovery in some, I suppose, organic way. Um, when we think about the future, I'm not sure how far ahead you can let us into your plans, but we know that AI and virtual reality and augmented reality, integration of gaming and digital assets, they're all set to shape the future of gaming. Can you share with our viewers a sense of iCandy's game plans for the future?
Absolutely. We are at the forefront of whether it's AI, digital technology, AR, and VR technologies that you all name. I think the future looks extremely exciting for us because a lot of this technology, it's coming to a point where it's very ready for mass adoption. Um, you could do a lot of cross-platform experience across all these new technology that is coming up. Take for example, we work on the Web3 aspect, for example, digital assets of things. We recently relaunched an older game that we have. It's called Krypton Crab. It's actually a very simple fighting game, but has a huge community following. We are revamping it onto blockchain. We have AI features that will allow gamers to control their character in the game and also have ownership on some of the assets that they would be competing in tournaments for. So that's really exciting area for us. On VR and AR side, we are seeing potentially next year could be an interesting year because of Apple's rollout of its Vision Pro device. I think it could be a game changer. It could be a catalyst for the headset experience generally. So we are building products for very big IP brands that I'm not at liberty to name, but there's definitely exciting products coming out of the pipeline for us.
Yeah, sounds amazing. I will be looking out for iCandy when that headset rolls out for sure and see how you're cross-pollinating across these ecosystems. Are there any messages you would like to share with our viewers? They are potential investors of iCandy. What do you say to them? Is this a moment of opportunity for them?
Well, absolutely. So if you think about gaming, it's always growing strong. I mean, just in terms of stats, video game industry is a $200 billion industry today. If you add Hollywood and Bollywood together, it's less than half of the video game industry as of today. And this is only growing fast. It's really exciting. There are only a handful of players around the world who have extensive track records of building games across multi-platform, iCandy being one of them. So we are really excited about the potential experience we could contribute to and making more successes out of the products and games that we do. So it's actually going to be pretty busy next couple of years for us. We really can foresee the pipeline with some of the plans that we have put in place today.
It's really been fascinating to hear about innovations shaping the future of gaming. And I know you have a really busy schedule. So thank you so much for carving some time out for us, Kin Wai, and for the actionable insights and joining me today.
Thank you, Michelle. Good speaking to you.